Alright, let's talk to Byakuya and see if we can confirm what Hina has told us. He says, what do you want? You're bothering me. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room? So you found out. Interesting. That it's true. I did receive a note to that effect, yes. But what fool would do what it said and risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go see her? Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. Byakuya says he didn't go see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact.
Come on.
If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Okay, thanks. Alright, that's his account. Now, here's the glass. What is that on the floor? Ah! There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance to the room.
So...
It looks like a protein drink and it's empty. I told you, poison. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein. And she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments.
Wrong.
I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you. I know. But still, this protein can, it's got a label on it that says Chem A2. That reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the Chem Lab has all kinds of health stuff. So she must have gotten it from the Chem Lab.
Just a second.
But that's strange. What is?
Hey.
You see what's scattered around the can? Shards of light blue glass. They must be parts of the window that I broke to get inside.
Correct.
But they aren't just scattered around the can, they're also underneath it. Why does that matter?
So...
Well, I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take note of it. I feel like it'll become an important clue later on. An important clue? I'm not sure how I see how. Alright, well, I guess we'll find out. Empty protein drink with glass under it. Alright, are we done here? Yeah, let's see. Oh, the chair. That's right, the chair that I had to move. The chair was shoved up against the doorknob, so we couldn't get the door open. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it. And what about the door itself? This door is the only way in or out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock, and there's no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. The only notable change to the door is when I smashed the window, which happened, of course, when I broke it to get inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself either. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt that the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening. And there was no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. So the killer must have created the locked door from the inside, not from the outside. The rec room door has been added to the truth bullets.
Listen.
Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? I think so for the most part.
So then...
Then you should probably go talk with people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave.
Listen to me.
Which is why I've decided you'll go in my place. She's decided? She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. But she's right. I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with 2 other people. I need to hear what they had to say. Alright. Oh, shit. I can't actually select the door to leave this time. I have to back out with circle. There we go. Those other 2 probably went back to their rooms. There we go. I pressed the doorbell. And after a few seconds... Well, who's there? The most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura of total decay.
Well,
Well, what do you
want?
Oh.
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
She didn't look like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Obviously annoyed, Toko slithered out into the hall.
What do you want?
You said you wanted to talk about something? I wanted to talk about the fact that Sakura had asked to meet you. Huh?
Wow.
I don't know what you're talking about. Byakuya already told me she'd asked to meet with him. What? She wanted to meet with the master too? I just said 2, didn't I? I guess now it's totally obvious, huh? Yeah, pretty much. So can you tell me about it? I admit I did get the no, but I didn't go see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go. Toko claims she didn't go see her, but can I really believe her? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact. Is that good enough? I'm going back to my room. With that, Toko quickly retreated to her room. Okay. There you go. I pressed the doorbell. After a few seconds...
You know?
What's up, Makoto? Did you need something? Yeah, actually, I wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet you.
What?
How'd you know about that?
Could it be...
Did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have your special abilities awakened in you? Well, I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Ogre told me herself that she asked Byakuya and Toko to come too. What? When did Sakura do that? Oh, well, when she asked me to meet her, of course. But didn't she write you a note? Yeah, a note. This guy, his story is completely busted open here.
How about that?
She gave it to me in person, and she happened to mention to others, like, in passing. I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. So, then you went and met with Sakura.
You got it all wrong.
No way, I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Definitely suspicious.
Actually...
The last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt and I took her to the nurse's office.
Don't look at me!
I haven't seen her since then. While I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you? Do I still have it? Let's see. He's feeling around in his pocket.
Hey, come on.
Sorry, looks like I don't have it anymore. With a big goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out of his pockets. But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something fell out of his pocket. Oh, it's one of those candy wrappers.
Huh?
What? Quick as the wind, Hiro snatched it back up again and shoved it back into his pocket.
Hey, come on.
Sorry, just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out. Trash?
What?
Anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked to meet with me, but I never went. Well, if you'll excuse me. Before waiting for a reply, Hiro quickly stepped back into his room. Hiro said that was just trash, but there's no way at all. There's no way that's all there was to it. Yeah, because it's not. Look, it's a candy wrapper, exactly like the other. Alright, so I heard from Toko and Hiro. What next? I have to look at the actual crime scene again, but on top of that, maybe I should find out more about the protein can. I'm sure it must have come from the Ken lab, so where should I start? Alright, here we go. Save us a tiny bit of trouble here walking up the whole school. What? Makoto, do you have your eye on the chem lab too? Just make sure you don't get in my way. Yeah, I got it. I think what you meant to say was, yes, sir, I understand. Haha. Alright. This isn't my first time seeing the shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. I should probably take a closer look at it. It looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. But more important right now, what's that powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf? I have to be careful not to step in it. What the hell is it? It's poison, look. There's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the powder came from? Looks like the bottle has a label on it, Chem C4. Would you like to hear something interesting? I was on the 4th floor this evening, checking things out, and at that point, this room wasn't like this. Then this powder must have been spilled.
In other words...
That's right, it can only have been around the time of the incident. If that's really when it happened, it must be related to the case somehow. Alright, the source of the powder, C4. These are footprints, and they're only in front of the left shelf. How do these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We may need to sketch out the floor plan. By we, do you mean me? How kind of you to offer. With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and a pen.
What?
Well, let's go. Chop chop. Okay. I got to work, and before long, I drawn up a sketch of the room. So how's this? Not bad for you, I mean. For me,
I see.
when you look at it like this, interesting. It would appear that whoever left these footprints only had business at the leftmost shelf. They came in, they went straight to that shelf, did whatever they had to do, and then they left. That's what the footprints tell me.